So when I was researching for the video I just uploaded, the mistake one, I found this video about a guy who went for a divorce and was talking about, his mistakes that he made in marriage, the things he need to be prepared for. And the video was very beautiful. At the end there was a message from his ex-wife, and it was a very beautiful message. But here's the thing. This guy is a passport bro, right? You've probably seen him on YouTube before. But the thing with this dude is that he was dating a Colombian woman. Okay. I'm assuming he was, in Colombia finding that chick, and then he probably dated her and married her. Okay. Well, when I found that out, it was kind of expected. Okay. I knew that would happen because um I don't think you've realized this yet, but being a passport bro isn't how you're going to get married. Okay. I'm just going to be real with you. Because here's the thing. I remember like a couple of years ago when Hamza was blowing up. Uh, in that time period, a lot of people on self improvement started having this fantasy about going overseas to, I don't know, Dubai or Thailand and getting with a woman from there because she's apparently more principled than Western women. Uh, and I actually remember that lie did actually sell me for a bit. Okay, and no, I wasn't flying anywhere. I'm too poor to do that. But um, I remember being sold by that lie, and I was like, I gotta not I gotta you know realize that foreign women are much more principled. But here's the thing: this entire ordeal is actually a lie. Okay, it's a marketing scheme. I don't think you realize that yet, but it's a marketing scheme. Uh, they sell you this dream: go live rich in Dubai, sleep with a Muslim woman. I don't know, and it ends there. you know. But here's the thing. Here's what they don't realize. Okay, so in the short term, these Eastern women may be more principled because the East hasn't been as diluted and subverted, right, by the Babylonians. But here's the thing. The Trying to word this, that is incredibly short term because first of all, I'll make this point later, but not all Western women are bad. Wow. No way. But second of all, you got to realize this: your background actually matters a lot. And when you date like or marry a woman who's of a different background, like I don't know, she's Chinese and you're French or whatever, it's you're more likely to get divorced. I don't have studies on this, but I'm sure you're more likely to get divorced because there's these two cultures and they end up conflicting because mentally it's just not familiar to you. Of course, you can practice yourself to it and I don't know, maybe assimilate yourself, but assimilation isn't as easy as that. As much as those guys, the civic nationalists like to tell you, it's not that easy to do. Um, so of course, this guy who dated this Colombian woman was going to get divorced. It was just inevitable. Okay. Um, which is why I think dating, like going overseas and dating, is a dumb idea. It's actually ridiculous. I don't understand why you would do that. Um, and I can already think of some people at the top of my head who advertise this, right? I remember this one guy I used to watch. He was like this video editor. He sold this message where go to Thailand, find a nice woman from there because every woman apparently there is feminine. Um, but he hasn't. I don't think he's made a long term commitment yet. Okay, I don't think he has. He's just switching around different chicks. That's bound to happen when you're a passport bro. Okay. The reason why I'm saying this is because our goals, relationship wise, is to get married and have kids. That's just natural. Okay. But at this young age, you're not even setting yourself up for that. Instead, you're kind of just chasing this lie about, I'm going to go to South Korea or whatever and go marry a South Korean girl. But it goes nowhere because, then you realize, wait a second, her family wants money from me because they're South Korean. Wow, that's kind of weird. Hold on a second, she's doing this and that, and then it falls apart. Okay, it's just that easy, you know. Um, and that's just bound to happen. Okay. Meanwhile, this is the main point I'm going to create here. If you stay within your culture, okay, and of course you don't need to be too strict. Okay, you could be English and going out with like a German chick or whatever, but if you stay within your culture, you'll actually better understand how the family operates. Okay, because you do share the same genealogy. Okay, the same understanding of the family structure. Um, and that makes it more easier for you to marry her eventually. And of course, once again, the entire thing of, but people in the West are degenerate. Well, not all of them. Okay, I think 50% of them are degenerate, right? There's actually a surprising amount of people that aren't. Um, it's just that they're harder to find because they're not in public places. Okay, they're hiding around in more productive environments, but that's besides the point. Um, Dating someone in the same culture group is just so much easier and so much better. In fact, let me give you an example of how um, you know, passport broism has kind of ruined a culture. Um, you know how immigration usually dilutes the culture, like the Australian culture's been diluted? Let's think about Thailand for a second. This is going to be interesting. Thailand has a lot of British people in it, a lot of English people, and I'm assuming a few Americans as well, and a few Australians. But Thailand, when you look at its culture, right, the family owes the money from the daughter or the son. Okay, they're expected to pay them back, which is something we don't do, but it's something they do. This is important to understand because when these Anglos went to Thailand, because first of all they like sunnier weather, but also because of their passport bro, the Thai women ended up finding out that these guys are actually rich. So a way to pay their parents is to sleep with them, and then eventually they can get them to do that. Okay. This is actually a tip that came from a passport bro where he said, be careful of this. Okay. They can do this to you. First of all, that doesn't sound very long term. Okay. Like warning everyone that if you date a Thai girl, they'll do this, but just who cares? Whatever. You're not going to marry her. That's not going to happen. I'm sorry. It's just not going to happen. But second of all, them doing that created that kind of evolutionary thought, right? Where in order to survive my family climate, I'm going to date a white guy and not take all this money. I'm sounding a bit too, I don't know, but just use his profit to kind of fulfill this family need, and that actually diluted the culture because now they're not marrying within their own culture; they're marrying someone else, a different culture, and that's very important because how's a culture going to stay when it's diluting itself constantly, right? And when a country is of multiple different cultures, it collapses because a culture is the understanding of how society works by that racial group. Okay, it stems from race, which this is why I'm very against the entire idea of being a passport bro. I don't accept it. I think it's gay. I think it's very fake and gay, and for that reason, okay, uh, it's just once again, this is a very libertarian idea. Okay, I see this with a lot of libertarian people because, you know, libertarianism, okay, before I get this out here, individualism isn't what you think it is, But libertarianism has its own different form of individualism, right? Instead of, I'm going to be the best I can so that benefits the community, it's, I want this and that, all these different things. So in the end, they have this weird fetish towards, once again, foreign women, because, they're more self-idealistic in a sense, which that's not very Western. Okay, I don't agree with that. Um, but yeah, don't be a passport bro. All right, the guy who got divorced. You might be next. All right, is that it? Yeah. Okay. Remember to stay within your own culture. Don't move out. All right. And if you're in Thailand at the moment, being a passport bro, I recommend you move back. All right. Your country needs you, and keep never quitting and subscribe.